Oh, a real chance here is really covering us. Oh, sent it down the inside. Okay, we'll take it. Whoa. Lap 6, Hamilton gets massive speed from our slipstream, gets alongside as we hold inside line into the first chicane here. Manage to stick it through. Run real wide, get onto the dirt. Norris passes us, but not over. I just sent it down the inside. Get our elbows out. It's getting real argy-bargy at this point. Just going for the long run, and then we do that. Hello everyone, welcome back to F1 22. Back again with another episode of the My Team career. I really hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. If you haven't seen the previous episode, I will link the playlist down below. Do go check it out. I very much appreciate it. And if you enjoy it, if you like this sort of content, please do hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. Previous episode was a bit of a hectic one. We went on to do the Australian Grand Prix and we finished with our first ever podium, but unfortunately that did come at the cost of throwing a win in the bin. It was so close to getting a P1, but unfortunately I threw it away at the very last moment, so that was pretty disappointing. But anyways, we will take that on the chin and keep moving forward and on to the next Grand Prix. So without further ado, let's get stuck into it. All right, so here we go in the My Team career dashboard. I guess that's sort of what I call it. As you guys can see in the bottom left hand corner, 21st April is our next Grand Prix, the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which takes place in Imola. So I actually love Imola. Imola is a great track that I really enjoy, especially in multiplayer races. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But before we go ahead and jump into the Grand Prix, we have to attend a department event, and this particular one is to do with the marketing department. This department has requested our attendance at today's meeting to help resolve an issue. So let's go ahead, jump into it and go to the event and see what's going on there.
An upcoming news article has a question they'd like your input on.
So who do we consider to be our rival, essentially? So this is the first time we are picking our rivals. That is a mechanic in the game where essentially you have a rival and, how you perform against them, I believe aids or adds, resource points towards you, as well as acclaim points and so on and so forth. So this is going to be really interesting. I'm really not sure which one to go for. I suppose maybe Aston Martin, because they're the team that we're level with in terms of overall performance, I believe. Yeah, whereas Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, they're way further ahead of us. So, Lance Stroll isn't the best driver, obviously, compared to Lewis and definitely compared to Seb. And obviously considering that we're not the best driver, let's go ahead with Lance Stroll. I don't know why. That's my logic behind it. I have no idea. Let me know down in the comments what sort of, what rival you guys would go with. Let's go ahead, select Lance. Okay.
The department wants me to pass on their thanks for helping out.
No worries. Happy to help out. Anyway we can. So let's advance time after that. Actually, before we do that, I cannot forget this like I did last time. Gonna go to activities. Here we go. All right. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting this. Keep forgetting to add the activities. And let's have a quick look, shall we? One quick thing I just want to quickly check before we actually select the activities is actually checking our our departments and their morale. So if we go over and have a look, so as you can see, aero and chassis morale is high. Don't have to worry about that. Powertrain and durability is definitely what we need to focus on next in terms of raising the overall morale of those departments. So which, by the way, let's have a look. We got our R&D going on. This is our performance, progress compared to the other teams. We're ahead of Aston Martin. Again, hence my logic behind choosing Lance Stroll or, one of the Aston Martin drivers as our rival, that is. And there we got our vehicle. Again, what I'm really concerned here, especially after the previous Grand Prix, is the gearbox. 52% in the gearbox we have currently fitted. So, yeah, I'm definitely sweating a little bit, but we'll see how we go. Definitely don't want to be wearing these components out prematurely. this is only the 4th Grand Prix that we're coming up on, and I've already used over 52% of the gearbox that we have equipped. So it's gonna be interesting to see. We've got our corporate. We can add a secondary sponsor now, which is excellent, but we'll get to that in a second. And of course, here is our standings: 4th in the drivers championship and 4th in the constructors championship. Absolute massive points deficit, especially in the constructors championship between us and Red Bull. Look at that. But we're neck and neck with Mercedes, which, you know, looking at it now, I kind of feel like maybe I should have chosen Lewis Hamilton. But then again, he's behind us in the driver's standings. Oh, well, it is what it is. I don't know. We'll stick with it. I guess we can't really change anything. And I suppose there's our season results. As you can see, 2nd in Bahrain, 7th in Saudi Arabia, 3rd in Australia. We were so close to that P1. Some trophies there, obviously, for those races. And our rival, which Lance should hopefully pop up soon. He's not popping up. That's fine. And yeah, a driver detail. So there you go, not too bad. So let's just quickly go back to the activities, and we will choose chassis and aero. They're pretty good, so maybe we should do a bit of weight training. Yeah, let's do a bit of weight training. 14th, what can we do? Actually, let's go with sponsor advertisement, because we can always do some cash infusion, especially considering that I always get deducted cash for damage from the Grand Prix. The last couple of ones, I've been deducted cash for damage that I've caused, so we'll stick with that. Well, we can do a couple others now. Okay, we'll go with aero, because that one actually is one that gives us positive, positive morale as well as positive resource points, whereas with chassis we're actually minus in 5k. So I don't really want to lose out on any cash, so we'll go with aero equipment upgrade, and that fills our slots compared to last time where I completely forgot and skipped all the activities. So that's good to go. And while we're at it, let's just quickly jump back to our corporate, and let's add a secondary sponsor as well. This will help us with, modifying our livery, and well, help in the sense we can use that to then add to our livery rather. So let's go ahead, add sponsor. What can we add? Look at all these different sponsors that we have available to us. Okay, so yeah, looking at all of these, each sponsor has their weekly goal that you have to meet in order to be able to get the goal bonus as well. So looking at it, sponsor Uterpi, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, they have the largest weekly income, 96.28k. Can always do with cash infusion, and the contract period is not too bad, 70 days, so that's about average looking at all the other contract periods across all the other sponsors. And our goal bonus is 132.8k, and the goal, or rather weekly goal, that we have to meet in order to get that goal bonus is to out qualify our rival, which I think it sort of goes hand in hand, considering we just picked our rival. Why not pick a sponsor that will make us focus on beating our rival? So let's go ahead, let's pick Uterpi. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and let's go ahead and add them, shall we? Are you sure you want to sign them? Yes, absolutely. This contract will last 70 days. That's fine. Confirm. There we go. Done. Awesome. Now we can potentially go to the customization and add Uterpi into the car livery. Now, however, I'm a little bit hesitant, because based on what I've read online, especially with what happened with the game resetting with the recent update where it corrupted my save file, I did read a Reddit post about someone mentioning something similar would happen if you go in and modify your car livery. Now, I'll look into that, and maybe next episode, if all is well, if it's safe to do so, I will modify the livery and we can have a look at it, and yeah, we'll see how we go. But for now, we've signed up for our secondary sponsor. We'll leave it there. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go ahead, advance time, and we got our R&D as well happening at the same time, which, by the way, let me just have a quick look at our R&D. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, with the chassis, we're going to go with the rear floor under tray. We're going to pick that. 39% failure chance. This isn't good. I think it's maybe because of our yeah, the fact that our facilities aren't upgraded, and I don't think we're at a you know, in a place where we can really, you know, drop that much cash to upgrade our facilities. So we'll just have to gamble it, and hopefully it's all right. So rear tray, what was that? Yeah, rear floor under tray for better weight distribution. And while we're at it, we will actually look at our gear. Well, we've done gearbox improved material, so that's good, but we will do a little bit more on our durability side. So I feel like our ICE is also getting to a point where it's a little bit, it is something of concern, something to keep in mind. And we'll also add the turbo in while we're at it as well. Try and get all these developments done and underway. And that's it. Basically, we've got the overwheel winglets for our aerodynamics department to help out with our front downforce. So all good there. I'm pretty happy with that. And let's go to our overview and let's advance time, shall we?
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
All right, that's pretty awesome. So we got through all our team activities, and now it's onto our Pirelli hot lap. We're here at the Grand Prix weekend in Imola. Got two challenges we can go with. Average speed zone, I feel like we've done that one, and checkpoint challenge, which I don't think we've done. So yeah, let's go ahead and choose the checkpoint challenge and let's see what it's about. Hopefully it's a lot better than the drifting challenge from the previous video, which was, yeah, it was a bit of a embarrassment. I cannot drift if my life depended on it, and I definitely need a lot more practice. All right, here we go. So the checkpoint challenge. So we got 60 seconds, the McLaren 720S here in Imola. Our challenge targets gold 9250 meters, silver 8500. I don't know why I said the gold target like that. That was really weird. The bronze target is 7500 meters and the gold is 9250 meters. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of how the supercars handle in this game. I think it's probably because I'm just so used to just driving the Formula 1 cars, so it just feels so much more different. You gotta brake so much more earlier, so you carry less speed. At least it feels like less speed through the corners. So let's see how we do, shall we? Here we go. All right, here we go. Lights out. Across the finish line, or start line rather. So I'm just meant to. I'm off the line. I'm off the line. Got off in the grass. Managed to gather it up. Going very slow there. Oh, it's turning very slowly. This McLaren 720S really likes to kick its rear end out, you know. We got ourselves a purple sector for some reason. Whoa. Oh, no. Gather it up, Jace. Yeah, you got it. All right, not too bad. Lost a chunk of time because of that slide. All right, 3Ks. We're not even close to bronze yet. I'm not really confident about us even getting bronze, let alone silver or gold. This is going to be real interesting. Very interesting indeed to see how we're gonna fare. Oh, no, catch it, I caught it. Oh, lost the rear end again. All right, coming up to 5,000 meters. We're so close to bronze. Up to 6th gear, 41 seconds left. Second lap, here we go. Gotta be a bit more disciplined with the braking. Hopefully we can at least finish this challenge with the bronze. I'll be pretty happy with that. I'm not the best driver, so I would be very much happy with just a bronze. Be very gentle on the throttle. We've met bronze. Excellent. Okay. Went real wide there. Track limits again. Multiple warnings. That's all right. Oh, okay, we're coming up to 85. Well, we're crossed 8,000 meters, so this is going to be very close to get to silver. Oh, 6 seconds left. We might just make it through with just silver. Come on, JZhot, turn in, McLaren. Oh, man, no, we're not going to make it. We might just have to settle for silver. Oh, and we almost lost it as well. Damn. That's all right. Wait, what? No way. Did we get gold? There is no way we made... What? We made... That's awesome. We made gold just in the nick of time. Wow, we must have crossed the line. You know, just as it came down to 1 second, we must have just crossed that mark. Wow, we met gold. That's crazy. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty much, very much surprised, that's for sure, but very much happy with that. So let's advance and head on over to what we have to do next, which I believe is the Grand Prix. So yeah, next up is the Imola Grand Prix, obviously race weekend. As usual, I'm just going to go ahead and do all the practice programs and stuff like that off screen, and I will catch you guys in qualifying. Alright, so here we go. We're up to qualifying. I think the first time actually, it's the first time ever I've actually been able to complete all the practice programs within one practice session without having to go into the other 2 practice sessions. So I was pretty surprised with myself to have finished all of those practice programs and now onto one-shot qualifying. But as you guys will notice, that the actual race format for this particular Grand Prix is the sprint style of qualifying. So that is, this one-shot qualifying we're about to do will set us up with our starting position for the sprint race, which is 5 laps, and looks like the weather's going to be a little bit rainy. And then the sprint itself is also a qualifying event in the sense that wherever you finish, whatever the finishing order is rather, is the starting order for the actual Grand Prix. So this is going to be real interesting. I've also gone ahead, I've turned off the racing line, so especially for the corners, I've turned that off. So it's going to be very interesting to see what exactly happens. Let's jump into one-shot qualifying, see how we do. Alright, so here we go. Round the last corner. 3 lights, 2 lights, 1 light, and lights out. Away we go, up the main straight. Currently showing, well, show P1 for a second there. P6 now. No racing lines. I have to manage my braking points there very precisely. And have to be very timid grabbing these curbs. Down to 4th gear, exit off this chicane. Normally I tend to take this corner in 2nd gear and early shifted there just to manage the wheel spin. Looks like we're neck and neck if the map is any indication. Currently showing P1. 3rd gear, quick shift forward, managed that wheel spin. Oh, got a little bit loose. And that was in 5th gear as well. 2nd gear, you can choose to take this in 3rd if you need. Chose to do it 2nd there. Upshift early to manage that wheel spin. Down to 3rd, upshift forward, manage that wheel spin. 5th. And just absolutely bolted to the start line, across the line. Did we really get P1? Wow, I think we need to turn up the difficulty in this. Because it's definitely not realistic. But that's alright, P1 in one-shot qualifying over to the sprint race. So that'll set us up for pole in the sprint race rather. So that's going to be real interesting to see how we go in that.
Qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. The owner driver, Verstappen and Carlos Sainz. Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
And lights out indeed in the sprint race. So let's advance and I will see you guys on the grid for the sprint race.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. It's the owner driver then in pole position. edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Hamilton, George Russell and Perez, Leclerc, Norris, Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Esteban Ocon and Bottas, Gasly, Albon, Guan Yu Zhou and Yuki Tsunoda, Stroll, Boschung, Vettel and Nicholas Latifi. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
All right, here we go.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
Definitely. Now it is overcast. I'm pretty sure it's meant to rain actually. Session forecast. There you go. First lap overcast. Bit of sunshine in the last, second, third lap. Cloudy again in the fourth lap, and then fifth lap. It's just gonna be absolute carnage. I hope I'm reading that correctly because there's 5 laps in this sprint, and there's 5, forecast icons there. So this is gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be quick car setup. I'm really interested to see how this is gonna go, especially if it rains. I believe it was meant to be sunny for the actual Grand Prix, so we should be okay with this. It's just got to be really interesting to see how it goes when we get to lap 5 and the heavens just descend upon us with all that rain. I guess we'll just stick with either of this. Both do the same. Both strategies are the same as far as I can see. There's nothing really difference there, so we'll stick with it and let's go ahead and head on over to some lights out. Oh, we had to do the formation lap. Completely forgot.
Okay, how was that pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Yeah, my pull away was okay there, Mark. Not the best. I definitely feel like I'm gonna struggle. And let's just light up our tires, shall we? There we go. And stop. There we go. Excellent.
Okay, incredible parking there. Nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts.
Incredible parking. All right, I'll take that.
The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Roger that. Everyone's getting into position. Science looking very racy behind us. All right, here we go. Lights out. Almost lights out. 4 lights, 5 lights. 5 lights out. Here we go. Bit premature on the lights out. Get swallowed up by Sainz and Verstappen immediately. Oh my goodness. Currently P3. Hamilton's up our chuff as well. Gotta be very patient here, Jace. No heroics. Just try and follow them. Trying to cover Hamilton. Coming up our inside. Now down the outside. Russell is right behind him. Went very wide there. And not necessarily into second gear as well. It's trying to drop off a little bit. Trying to catch up to Verstappen and Sainz. I don't know, I haven't felt very comfortable in Imola as I used to be. Now granted, the racing line is off, but it just doesn't feel as comfortable as I used to when I first started playing this game. Especially that chicane back there just feels very skittish compared to when the game was first launched, and especially compared to the other, like normal Formula 1 cars in time trial and multiplayer. It feels less skittish, but for some reason going across there, it felt so unstable. Carlos Sainz to 123 if I remember, if I saw that correctly. Alright, not too shabby with that corner. We're keeping up with these two. They're running away from the pack. Gotta use that ERS on the X. Third gear corner, Jace. There you go. Be nice and gentle with the throttle. Upshift to 4th. Just to manage that wheel spin. Come on, Verstappen, get out of the way. Give me back my P1. 3rd, 4th. Oh, a real chance here. He's really covering us. Oh, sent it down the inside. Okay, we'll take it. Whoa. Get a bit... Getting a little bit squirrely out of the exit. That's okay. We'll take that. Bit of a bonsai move on Max. Hopefully he's not too angry with us at the end of that. Okay. Oh. As you saw, I keep grabbing the curbs unnecessarily. Carlos Sainz with the fastest lap, 121, as he does a 0.148. Absolutely mega lap. Oh, here comes Max. Whoa, look at that speed of that Red Bull. And the speed of that Ferrari is just as mega. He's just pulling away from us. Oh, we're not close enough for DRS here. Just gonna kick the ERS in the butt and use entirely all of the battery to try and catch up to Sainz here. Alright, not too bad. Could have been better. Just gotta try and catch up to him. I want that P1, Sainz. Give me back my P1. Third gear. Fourth gear. Come on. Come on, get to him, Jace. Come on, you can do this. Alright, 4. Good exit. Do I dare for a move? Do I dare? Get real close. Oh. Oh, I got very squirrely out of that exit. Oh, no. Come on. Come on. Let's get close to him. Oh, no. Grab the sausage curbs. Oh, that's a shame. That's all right. Damn. P2. Damn. Absolute damn.
Great drive. We're really happy with that performance. Well done.
That's all right. Considering the absolute poor start, driver of the day, Carlos Sainz, fine. He can have it. I'm pretty happy with that for what it's worth. Better than finishing further down the order. So, all right, that's our starting order for the Grand Prix. So I will see you guys on grid there.
Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, now that we've got some good points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
All right, so lined up on the grid, waiting, choosing our strategy. I think I bumped down the fuel a little bit because I didn't see the need to be running beyond 17 laps of fuel. This is our setup, basically. Nothing really changing from qualifying. I am dropping the tire pressures, basically because, again, if you play this game, you would know after one of the sort of first or second updates that came out for this game since its release actually altered the way the tire temperatures worked, where you found yourself having to run lower tire temperatures in order to get better tire temperature overall and not have the temperatures of the tires skyrocket. But anyways, formation lap done and dusted. Everyone lining up on the grid as we speak, getting ready for lights out and basically just waiting. And here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and lights out. Away we go. A little bit of wheel spin. Bogged down, managed to gather it up though, using the ERS to basically drag ourselves up alongside Verstappen. He has the inside line coming up into this first chicane, manages to stick it through, and we have to just back out and fall in behind him. And we got Hamilton basically chasing us, as well as Sainz and Verstappen just drag each other further away from us, but as we close up to them, as we close the gap to them rather, just momentarily here, bumping Verstappen a little bit as well. I'm surprised I didn't get any sort of damage indicator for that. Managed to make it around that corner, sort of tiptoeing, but now basically, bit of a spoiler alert, this race for the most part is a bit of a train. It is one of those races. Sometimes you have it. It was definitely I think very much evident, and you know, in races prior to the 2022 season with the new cars, definitely, you know, 2021 and race, you know, seasons in the past have created a lot of races where it's just basically a train one after the other. As we can see, Hamilton really closing the gap on us. Signs of Verstappen still there. We're still hanging with them. As we come across the start-finish line to round out the first lap, Carlos Sainz logging a fastest lap with a 124 or 123, if I saw that correctly. Fast forward again to lap 4. Again, as you can see, we're still behind Sainz and Verstappen as we clock the fastest lap with a 121.645. Pretty happy with that, but again, just a bit of a train this past couple of laps, but we're managing to hang tight with these two. That Ferrari and Red Bull just have absolute mega power behind them. We are running the Mercedes power unit, but we just do not have that pace. You know, that raw pace to keep up with these two. But even in saying that, I'll just manage to close the gap in certain spots. We get a little bit squirrely coming out of that corner. It's always that corner that catches me out. I tend to always come in at a weird angle. As we fast forward lap 6, Hamilton gets massive speed from our slipstream, gets alongside as we hold the inside line into the first chicane here. Manage to stick it through and get our elbows out as Hamilton gets pushed back into Russell. Russell gets in front of Hamilton and they swap back as we get a prompt for a strategy change for hard tires, which I did accept just because, you know, I thought, you know, why not just go in for the long run? And then we do that. We spin out, but look at that. I kid you not, right on the dot, safety car. The absolute luck in that particular instance, you know, for a safety car to come out just as we spin out is absolutely insane. And, you know, we get another prompt for a basically a strategy change as we fast forward to the end of lap 6. Everyone taking advantage of the safety car, diving into the pits, and basically I think we're going to switch over to the softs, and actually, sorry, correction, we're going to switch over to the hards and basically just manage the race here on out. 9 laps left, nailed the pit stop there, 2.2 to 2.5 seconds, and managed to jump Perez, I believe, because he was in front of us when we were coming into the pit, so we managed to jump him, but we're still now in P5, so not sure what the net position will be, because I'm not sure if every single person pitted as we fast forward to lap 8 now, end of safety car and green lights, and we're back under racing as we just try and get into Hamilton's slipstream and using that ERS. But as you can see, Perez in the rear wheel mirror, mega speed, as for some reason I was weaving back and forth to get some tire temperature at the very last moment, made the dog's breakfast out of this chicane, and, you know, unsettled Perez as the McLaren of Norris takes advantage of this situation as well and is in the mix as I run real wide, get onto the dirt. Norris passes us, but not over. I just sent it down the inside, get our elbows out. It's getting real argy-bargy at this point. And Magnussen as well, I believe, that Haas in the background, you can see trying to get in on the action as well as Perez just drags us on the inside line, sticks it in. We gotta let him go. We cannot match his pace with this hard tires, because as you would have seen as he passed, he is running those mediums. And we got the Haas behind us now as well. Magnussen managing to get past Norris and hounding us the whole way. We're trying to, you know, close the gap on Perez after those couple of mistakes, but it's just not happening, you know, as we got Magnussen still following us as we fast forward to lap 13 as we set the fastest lap yet again, just improving on what we had, 121.468 I think it was. And yeah, absolute craziness in those last couple of laps, but basically 2 laps left in this Grand Prix, and it's really just cemented here in terms of the finishing order. As we fast forward lap 16, let's go for a flying final lap around Imola. And you guys can see Perez in 4th, Hamilton 3rd, and just at the same time I bring up our engine or component wear window, and you can see the gearbox is at 65%. So I'm really concerned at this point, especially going into the next Grand Prix. I'm hoping the gearbox holds out before we have to swap out for the next one, because it's only been, this is the 3rd Grand Prix, and already 65% of our first gearbox has been used, and it's just crazy that I've been absolutely overworking this gearbox. And I mean, part of it can be the fact that it's just the way my career aspect of the game works, where maybe components with your car, especially depending on what sort of level that you start the My Career with. For us, we started with a beginner level, I believe. That is, we had no, we didn't have a crazy budget, nothing like that. We're basically newcomers. We run very wide in this very last section of this lap, coming around the very last corner. Max Verstappen crosses the line, wins that Grand Prix, and sets the fastest lap as we cross finish line P5. Absolute exhausting race. I tried to stick with these guys up front, but crazy. And driver of the day, Fernando Alonso. Overall, considering we start at P1, I feel like we couldn't have asked for a better result.
Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. So let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen now leads the Drivers' Championship. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Fernando Alonso. Wherever he is, whatever team he's in, when is he not just brilliant? He'll give you a performance every time, just like he's done today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. And pulling further ahead in the standings, it's Red Bull. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Thank you very much, Crofty, and there you go. That is our current standings after today's Grand Prix. Still 4th in the Drivers' Championship, and I believe still 4th in the Constructors' standings as well. Overall, not too bad. Not a bad day in the office, if I might say so myself. And, we're definitely not a front-running team, but I would count us a midfield team, and we're definitely leading the midfield, compared to the likes of Alpine, McLaren, Haas, our rival, in Aston Martin. I really think maybe we were a little bit too conservative with the rival, with Lance Stroll. But anyways, that pretty much wraps up for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Really hope you enjoyed this series. And if you like this sort of content, please do hit that like button down below. And if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. And yeah, take care of yourselves, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.